There are some weird rites of passage here in Africa, in which a boy has to go through in order to be ever considered a man. But nothing beats this. It's a rite of passage where a boy has to jump over on top of cows, and this is considered as a way to help him conquer his fears. This is so interesting that if the boy fails to jump over the top of the cows, he will never be considered a man, nor will he own cattle, get married, or even raise children. This is a 3-day ceremony where before it begins, the female relatives of the young men go to meet the mother. Now, the mother are men who have just passed the bull jumping ceremony and who live temporarily away from the village or apart from the village. Let's say, for example, I'm about to go through the bull jumping ceremony. So my sister will go to meet this mother. And when my sister gets there, she will demand to be whipped by these men. Now, the idea is to create a strong bond, an obligation, if you call it, between them. Now, it's to create a strong bond, let's say, between me and my sister, because she will now be whipped because of me. As they have undergone such pain so stoically on his behalf, let's say on my behalf, he should feel in debt in order to protect them into the coming future. And the idea is that at some point in future, the girl may need help from the young man. What she has to do is just show him the scars. She has to be like, yo, I got this for you. So you have to do this for me. It's not a bargain. Yeah? I went through this sort of pain, so you have to do this for me. And obviously, as a man, you won't have any other choice. Yeah? So I don't really think they enjoy it as much. But they have to. Because if they don't, then they're not really wife material at the end of the day. Because the harder you're being whipped, the more beautiful you are to them. This is an intriguing, yet somewhat brutal process. Since the women do ask to be whipped, so it's not against their will. And it is believed the greater the pain, the higher the level of submission and loyalty they are showing to their mother. And the scars left on their bodies are a symbol of loyalty they will receive in turn from him. So here's the deal. So my sister and my female relatives have gone there, and they've been whipped properly. I, being their male relative, am obliged to be loyal and always there for them, because they had to endure this sort of pain during my initiation. This form of loyalty is honestly one of the most brutal, but the women here have to go through this enduring pain. And it's not like to hold the man guilty every time she needs help, like showing the scars. It's just a way like to also show dedication for the man and for the relatives. Yeah, it's a way for them to be there for each other by enduring physical pain, not just emotional pain. So the bond in the Hamel tribe is this strong, and that's why this tradition has been there for all those years. So this is what really the mother find attractive in these women. If you can really endure this much pain when I'm whipping you, then when it comes to the family, there's nothing you want to do for us as a family. And that level of loyalty and submission is not seen anywhere else in the world, except in Ethiopia. This is also a signal of attractiveness as a future wife, and it becomes as a kind of competition, with each woman refusing to back down and vowing to endure the most pain. So my female relatives, they must endure the pain. And not only do they show their loyalty to me, they also show their attractiveness and their ability to be submissive. Yeah? Because the more the pain, the more attractive you are. Now, before the young man leaps over the cattle, he passes through a accurate rite of passage, where his head is partially shaved and his body is rubbed with sand, as this is believed to be a way to wash his sin. So washing the boy with sand is a way of cleansing him, to make sure that the boy is without sin. You know, in Christianity, one of the ways to wash your sin is by getting baptized. But to this tradition, you have to be washed with sand. And after that, he is smeared with dung, which is cow's poop, to give him strength. And strips of a bark of a tree are strapped around his body in a cross form for spiritual protection. So all of this is all spiritual. Yeah. Just like in West Africa have their own religion. The Hame tribe also have their own religion and their beliefs. And this is one. That in order for you to be cleansed, you have to be washed with sand, smeared with cow dung, and a bark of tree is stripped around your body. And the cattle that the boy is going to jump over have to be castrated. So these cows have also gone through their own rite of passage. It's not just your normal cow. And to make the competition more interesting, the cows are smeared with dung in order to make them slippery. So it's not that easy. Like, you can imagine jumping on top of cows is almost like riding a horse. But now when the cows are smeared with dung, they'll obviously be so slippery that jumping across them would almost be impossible. So the boy's courage is now put to the test if he'll be able to jump over the cows. And the cows are usually 7 to 10 castrated cows. And these cows are lined up representing the women and the children of the tribe. So this rite of passage is so deep that even the cow represents something. Yeah? Not only are you cleansed, but you'll also be jumping over the women and children of the tribe who are represented by the cows. And when you fail to jump over the cows, you've also failed the women and children of the tribe. So you can imagine how deep it is. And it doesn't matter if the man in question is lame or blind or is disabled. He'll have to be helped to cross across the cows. Because if he doesn't do it, if he doesn't go through with the initiation, then it doesn't matter if you're disabled to this tribe. You won't be able to marry, own cattle, or even have children. Disability won't be counted as an excuse for you to not go through with the initiation. And in this tribe, a woman is chosen for you by your parents. So you have to finish it in order for you to marry the woman that your parents have chosen for you. So as sunset approaches, it is time for the young boy to now be initiated through the ceremony. And according to tradition, he will be stripped naked before he attempts the leap. I mean, that is one of the ways to really test your bravery. Because if you're not confident enough, you obviously can't walk through a crowd of people when you're naked. So being naked is a really important rite of passage here in Africa, because it really tests your confidence as a boy who's about to be a man. The boy takes a leap, usually 4 or 5 times, across the castrated cattle, demonstrating his agility, valor, and strength. And if successful, the boy will be a maza, the men who have just completed the initiation rite. And if the boy is unsuccessful, he will have to repeat the process again next year. So that means another year will go by without the boy owning cattle, having a wife, or even having children. So failure is not an option here. Now if the boy is successful, he will go to the maza, who will in turn bless him, shave his head, and crown him with the title of maza. So it's very important for every boy in this tribe to be called a maza. Now, if this boy is successful in becoming a maza, he will now be considered a man, and animal skin will be placed on his neck. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and we as Africleo believe in African lifestyle and culture. So feel free to join our community by subscribing and liking the video. Click on the next video for more amazing content.